Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. So we have some breaking news coming in as far as India and China relations are concerned. Now this is about annual report released by Pentagon that indicates that there has been no reduction in additional deployment and massive infrastructure building along LAC by China. This is about China's aspiration towards India. The report on military and security developments involving the People's Republic of China says that in 2022, China deployed one border regiment supported by 2 divisions of Xinjiang and Tibet military districts with 4 combined arms brigades in reserve in the western sector of the LAC. China also deployed as many as 3 light to medium CABs in the eastern sector from other theatre commands and an additional 3 CABs in the central sector of the LAC. The report also talks about activities at other fronts by China and aspirations of China towards India. We have CNN News 18's Akash Sharma joining us on the phone line. Akash, a very good morning to you. Could you just walk us through all the key highlights mentioned in Pentagon's report on China?
Right. So this report came day before yesterday, Sakshi, and this report is about military and security developments involving the PRC, that is People's Republic of China. And this report is somewhere talking about the kind of deployment that China has, in alongside the LAC. When we talk about LAC, we know about the 3 sectors: eastern sector, western sector, and the middle sector. And this report is talking about the developments that have happened in 2022. We know that how India, in fact, is trying to de-escalate the conditions. In fact, we know that how 20th round of Corps Commander level talks happened just a few days back. But we also know that, this meeting had no conclusion, and it was, a statement that was reading that, in fact, nothing concrete came out of that particular meeting. Now, this report is very significant because, Sakshi, you see, this Pentagon report is talking about the kind of deployment that China has alongside the LAC. And it is mentioning, and in fact, I quote, in 2022, China continued to develop military infrastructure along the LAC. These improvements include underground storage facilities near Doklam, new road in all 3 sectors of the LAC, new villages in disputed areas in neighboring Bhutan, a second bridge over Pentagon Lake, a dual-purpose airport near the center sector, and multiple helipads. So this report is talking about not just the deployment, but also about the kind of infrastructure work that China is involved in. And in fact, this report is talking that how near Doklam, a village has been set up, how several storage facilities have been created, and also how China has developed the helipad and airstrip sort of structure. We know the aspirations of China. We know about the notorious intentions of China. And in that regard, this report is talking and in fact highlighting very important aspect of the deployment of China. And this is the reason why, in fact, several security experts are saying that this is a concerning report which is talking about Chinese deployment and very specifically highlighting that there is no reduction in the deployment even when, both the countries are trying, to de-escalate the condition in Eastern Ladakh.
Right, very questionable move made by China indeed, Akash, but we want to understand, just for the better perspective of our viewers, if you could just walk us through the additional deployment that we have been talking about so far.
Right. So first of all, to understand that, we need to understand the fact that in 2020, we had a deadliest clash in Galwan. And in that particular clash, we had we lost 20 of our Jawans, and it was the deadliest clash. And after that, we have seen the escalated condition, specifically in Eastern Ladakh. And, this report is talking about the deployment, which is, in fact, in 2022, and, I'm mentioning from the content of the report that in 2022, China deployed one border regiment supported by 2 divisions of Xinjiang and Tibet military districts, with 4 combined armed brigades. So combined armed brigades, this term is relatively new for people. But, when we talk about in military prospect or military terminology, so this, CAB is very, very important, and the units are deployed at a place which is, a place of tension, an escalated place, I should say. And this is the reason why it has been categorically mentioned in this particular report, where the report is talking about the deployment of these combined armed brigades. And, as many as 3 light to medium combined armed brigades is what this report is talking about that have been deployed in the eastern sector, and in fact from other theater commands, and not just these arms brigade, but also we know about the deployment, that how in fact drones have been deployed at the nearby helipads, and how several helipads have been constructed by China.
Right, Akash. Thank you so much for bringing in all those crucial details.